What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be going over 3 different Hellcats. But the main reason we're going to be doing it is to show the differences between this True Precision Springfield Armory Hellcat, the OG edition, right? So the smaller 3-inch barrel and the shorter grip, right? We're going to compare that to stuff like the Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro, which is a 3.7-inch barrel, and the minimum capacity is 15+1. Now, the reason why I say minimum capacity is you cannot shrink it down and make it as small as this. And that's a huge part of the Springfield Armory Hellcat. The whole purpose of it is getting ridiculous capacity out of the small Micro 9 setups, right? So a super small handgun like this with a flush mag can be pocket carried. And you can still adequately pocket carry it every single day, 11+1, and still feel like you're not outgunned. So the Springfield Armory Hellcat is absolutely great. But first thing I noticed with the True Precision Springfield Armory Hellcat, I'm not 100% sure, but the comments I always get are about the EPS carry working on the original Hellcat. Now, I do not have the answers for that, but I do believe there's been issues because of the posts on the slides, and I believe what people do is they file them down. That way they can use the EPS carry. Because typically speaking, I truly believe the Springfield Armory Hellcat cannot take the EPS carry. It can only take other models. But if you are looking for a different model that you can fit on here without having to grind anything down, the Defender CCW from Vortex is a beast. And it's built like a tank. You see that? It's thick without being heavy, but it's just built to be a defensive, sight. And boom, you have a super small, nice setup. So the EPS carry, and then over here on my my Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro, I have a shield optic. That's why I said that. The RMR-SC, or the RMSC, sorry. Absolutely love it. It's actually been a great dot. Still takes a little getting used to, though, which we'll touch on in another video. Next thing is going to be the slide. The slide has a much different finish than the original Hellcat. And the original Hellcat shows its wear really easily, which doesn't really matter. But the True Precision Hellcat just has a much better finish on it, if you can see that. Also different serrations, and has lightning cuts that also act like serrations up front. So that's a big difference right there. Oh, we got a ladybug. Sorry. Then, barrel. Actually, I should show you this as well. This is going to be the exact same finish, but I also have this in stainless steel. And I believe they make it for the Pro, the XDMs, the Echelons, all that. And the stainless steel is probably the better finish out of all these, even better than the True Precision. So that's a way you can go as well while looking for a Hellcat. You're not stuck with that black finish. Next up, barrel. You get a threaded barrel with the True Precision, which, take it however you want. Some people like that for being able to put some compensators on there. Other people don't like it. I find it sort of cool because it gives you a little bit longer barrel length while not adding mass to the handgun and not making it too much bigger, as it does work in the original Springfield Armory Hellcat slide. So all you're adding is this little thread protector, basically, while getting better velocity, expansion on your hollow points, that whole sort of thing. And if you're wondering, this is a Blacksmith Tactical V2 holster with double discrete carry clips, a claw, which you can change the width, and a wedge. I find this to be the perfect setup for smaller barreled handguns. The wedge is definitely crucial while still trying to conceal. Next up, the sights. A lot of people struggle with the Hellcat sights. The Hellcat sights are this white outline U-notch rear, which does not glow in the dark and doesn't have, recharging paint on it. Then up front, you have a yellow tritium sight. So they're actually pretty nice sights. They'll work, at nighttime and that whole sort of thing. But a lot of people struggle shooting them. And that's because the way you have to hold them, how you have to put that sight in that setup doesn't really work very well with that optics up front. But you see that? It can be a struggle for some people. Therefore, the True Precision Hellcat is just a much, much better sight picture. 3-dot sights, while this is still relatively blacked out, you can still see them. And they are tritium. And then up front, you also have a yellow ring with a tritium front. And they're raised just a tad bit, if you notice. That way you can co-witness through that EPS carry perfectly for the lower 1/3. If that dot goes out, then you have no problem getting your eyes back on the target, right? Because you have your sights right there. Now, next up, The best part about this handgun, the texturing. They did an amazing job on the texturing. And we actually went shooting last night, and that is my first shots with this handgun. We only ran 50 rounds through it. No problem so far, no issues, and I did notice it broke in pretty well. It's already breaking in with a better overall feel to it. But that's what it looks like on the back for texturing, on the sides. Don't get me wrong, the Hellcats and the Hellcat Pros have amazing texturing right out of the box, ready to go. But the True Precision is just next level. They both have those memory pads right there, but you can see the difference on those. How they textured them up a little bit. And then obviously, every other spot that has texturing, they just redid. And they did it better. More aggressive texturing, but it's still very comfortable. And my whole favorite part of the handgun, I kid you not, is this part right here. I think it looks sort of cool. It sort of looks like a 1, if you look at it, I don't know. But looks really nice. I like the checkering on it, and it just feels so good. It's like it redoes the whole entire Hellcat and Hellcat Pro. Now, both of these feel great. They really do, but just next level. Like, this is a 10 for comfort, and I believe they sell just the grip modules as is. And then check out the mag. They did it on the 13 rounder as well. So this right here is 14 rounds, 2.5 fingers on it, super small, light handgun, optics ready, long barrel. I mean, you can't beat this. The sights, it's just a complete handgun. This thing is absolutely sick. I don't care what anyone says. It is a beast, looks cool, and performs well. It's obviously going to be the same triggers. But yeah, a big difference in these handguns. All the way down from the optics, to the texturing, to everything. Now, would I say if you already own a Hellcat, you have to buy this? I would not say that. I know it's expensive and stuff like that, but some people that I've already talked to want, you know, the optics ready slide with new sights, or they want the optics, optics cut slide that'll fit the EPS carry, so they go and buy the slide. Or, you know, they want the stippling, or, you know, whatever the case may be, because this stippling is just next level. It's literally perfect. They did a great job. I mean, this handgun is just, like I said, I typically do not like threaded barrels, like, at all. And this is just sick. It just makes sense. Because what I did notice as well is it doesn't fit in a Hellcat Pro holster. So I found that pretty interesting, but I get it. But it does fit in your OEM or OG Hellcat holster. So really, really nice setup. I love this thing. They did it right. And what's nice about it is they do sell these parts individually. So if you really wanted to, you can mix and match. You know, you have an OG Hellcat, you know, you can get just the slide, or, you know, the slide and the sights, or just the grip, with the rest of the parts being from your original setup. You know, absolutely awesome. Now, I could also take off this upper from here and throw it on this grip. See what I'm saying? You could have a Hellcat Pro upper and now have, oh my goodness, I'm genius. Get this upper with this lower. Unbelievable. You're going to still be able to, you know, make it this size with the 11 round flush mag, but at the same time you can still get your 15 and 17 round capacity using that grip sleeve, but you get this texturing. I mean, and I believe they do it for the 43X, the Glock 19, you know, a whole other set of handguns. So absolutely love this thing. There's a big difference. It feels different when you shoot it. You're better able to control that handgun, and that's the biggest thing for people, is the overall snappiness of the Hellcat and recoil. That's their biggest thing. And for some people, you just need more grip on it, right? But this thing rips. It's accurate. It's on point. Barely even had to adjust the dot that was on it. Sights work well. They're lined up perfectly as well. This handgun is just, you can't argue it. It has the whole package. Typically, I don't care about how a handgun looks. For instance, right here, look how ratty my grips are. This is a Glock 26 I carry often. Barrel's a little chewed up. I mean, I don't really care about looks, but this right here is just the Hellcat on steroids. But they're all great guns. If all I had was this, I'd love it. I love my Hellcats. I love my Hellcat Pros. They're just good handguns. All of them are great handguns. You know, I might do something to these other two. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys.